Hey guys, welcome back to another Strangers No More podcast. I'm out here in this sunny Madeira with Regina, and we've got like a cool little story to tell behind this podcast and the reason why I'm here. But before, we're going to pour ourselves some drinks of this. What is this?
Breezer.
Some local drinks made of passion fruit. Oh,
and it's delicious. It's amazing. We've been drinking it every day.
Oh, it's so good.
Shout out to Breezer if they want to sponsor the podcast.
The next episode.
Should we do a cheers?
Yeah, we definitely need to do a cheers.
Cheers.
What an amazing weather. Oh, that is so refreshing.
Oh, it is really good.
So yeah, let's get straight to it. So it's a bit of a spontaneous trip, the reason why I'm here. Let's give a little bit of backstory how we actually met. I'm trying to remember which dating app we met. Was it Tinder? Was it like...
Tinder.
Was it Tinder?
It was Tinder.
We literally met, like, was it a couple of months ago?
I don't know exactly the minute, actually. It was a couple of months ago.
Ago. And I probably, seen you like twice. I saw like you once when we first met on Tinder. And then...
We spoke for like 4 hours.
Yeah, we did. Some deep convo. That could have been its own podcast episode.
Yeah, literally. If we had a camera that day,
that would have been brilliant. Yeah, 100%. And then we just spoken on and off after that. And then I just been traveling and all that. And then you've been here in Madeira. I saw your stories. I was like, you know what? I would love to go there someday. And you're like, just come here. Yeah. I was like, are you serious? Yeah.
Why not? I'm alone. If you want to come, join me. Why not?
Yeah, and as usual, you got to be spontaneous. So I thought, you know what? I think I was out about on that day that I messaged you. So I was like, when I get home, I'll FaceTime you.
Yeah.
And I'll book a flight. So I literally got on FaceTime later on that day, just booked a flight to Madeira for January. I think that would have been around December time.
Yes.
So, yeah.
You booked it like 2 weeks before you came.
Yeah. So it was kind of very spontaneous, very random. But I was like, I'm not going to miss the opportunity to come to this amazing island with a local.
Yeah.
You've been a great tour guide.
Thank you. The weather hasn't been the best some days, like for sunrises and stuff, but it has been amazing. Yeah.
It's been brilliant. But yeah, and here we are. I'm just exploring the island as well. Hopefully I'll get to meet some other strangers as well along the way and just do like an episode with them as well. I'm going to be climbing some mountains, just exploring it as much as I can, every little corner of this island. But I guess just tell us a little bit about yourself and stuff. I guess what made you say to me I guess I was still a stranger. We don't really know each other.
No, we don't.
And now you just invite me to come to your family home to spend a week here with you.
Yeah, I think that in the past I was quite an introvert.
Sure.
Like, I didn't really speak with people. I feel like since my breakup, I felt like I just needed to get out of my own, like, cocoon in a way. So yeah, that's why I installed Tinder and started speaking to strangers. And
Great way to meet people.
It actually is. Like, I had the best conversations with people like you, for example.
Yeah.
And it just opens up your mind a little bit, just hearing about people's backgrounds, where they came from, their stories. Like, I find it so interesting. And yeah, since then, I've just been like, I consider myself an extrovert now.
Love that.
I just love to speak with people. Like, if I'm on the streets and I see somebody, like on the beach the other day, there was this girl and she was like kind of smiling at me and she was alone. And I just came up to her and I was like, oh, are you on holiday? So I just started chatting with her and we had such a nice convo.
Where was she from?
She was from Germany.
Oh, it's quite a few Germans here, actually.
There are, yeah. And yeah, we were just at the beach. I was working, but at the same time, we were kind of having a conversation. But yeah, she was lush. I just love it. It's just so cool.
It is brilliant, approaching people and just starting a conversation.
Yeah.
So we got a little bit of a story to tell as well. So was it the second day? Yeah. So I arrived here on a Saturday. On Sunday, the weather wasn't great, but we were like, let's give it a go. Let's try and do a sunrise hike. So we drove up to like a really high place. We got there. It was really foggy, horrible. Mm-hmm. So we said, you know what? We're going to go explore a forest. What's the forest called?
Fennel Forest.
Fennel Forest. It's very mystical. I'll put some clips on the video as well so you can kind of see what it looks like. But yeah, really foggy, some ancient trees. And we were just there, just the usual as me, like taking pictures, doing videos, just exploring. And I'm there flying my drone and I see two girls, one with like an orange dress, one with a pink dress, just like running around, taking pictures of each other. I was like, that looks brilliant.
Yeah.
We need to go talk to them and say, look, I want to get some photos of them. So we literally just approached them. They were a little bit embarrassed at the beginning because they probably thought, oh shit, what are they going to say to us? But I was like, we was really friendly. We said to them, look, you girls look amazing. I like to take pictures and stuff. That's the kind of stuff I'm into. Are you be okay doing a little photo shoot? And oh my God, yes, please. That's
They
gonna
loved
be
it.
great.
They're so happy.
They loved it. They absolutely loved it. And it was so natural.
Yeah.
So I was about to tell them, like, can you pose like this? And next minute, she's there, like, walking and, like,
Just flying about.
oh,
She literally felt like a model.
she did.
Yeah.
She must have done it
She
before.
must have done it before,
100%.
for sure,
This
for
girl
sure.
has done it before. And yeah, both of them were brilliant. They were just there. And I'm just like,
You didn't even have to say anything.
honestly,
they were
the
just
entire
going.
time I was just there taking pictures and stuff, and it was great. Then I got the drone now. I got them to just run through the forest, and I was just chasing them with the drone and stuff. I was like, they were so natural, but their pictures come out amazing,
my God,
and they
they look
loved
so
it. They
good.
loved it as well. And as soon as we're done, we're like, oh, it's time to go. It was lovely to meet you girls. They're like, oh, come back with us. I want to give you something. I'm like, okay, sure. Like, we're walking the same way kind of thing. So we walk to the car park, and then she goes to grab something, and then us two were like, what could they possibly...
I was thinking maybe they're going to give us some food, like some traditional sweets, like something. I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah, and the next minute she comes over and like puts her hand up, but I couldn't see what she had on her hand, so I kind of like opened my hand and she put money on my hand. It was like 50 euros. I was like, no, I literally can't accept this. Like I had as much fun as you girls did. Like I loved it. Like I enjoyed taking this stuff. I don't want to like take money. She's like, no, literally, you made my day. We had the best time ever.
Yeah, she was like, you made my holiday.
Literally, yeah,
said that.
she did, yeah. So she's like, no, she's like, I'm not taking it back. I was like, fine, that's great, but. I don't know, it was such a wholesome experience.
It was. Well, taking the part that I hit my head on a tree.
Yes, I did. Yeah,
I still have the mark here.
you were doing like the behind the scenes photos of me and the girls taking pictures.
I was trying to be a photographer,
You were
but
in the moment.
yeah, I was.
You did not see the tree.
No, I didn't, and I hit full force on the tree and went backwards.
Oh my God.
That was, fun.
Yeah. Luckily the camera survived.
Yeah, I was holding it the whole time. It's like this. I was thinking of the camera, not myself.
Appreciate that. Now, jokes aside, when I turned around, just saw you hitting the tree. I was like,
Oh my! It was so
that's
funny.
gonna be painful.
Yeah, it's a good way to break the ice with strangers, though.
That's it, yeah.
Right.
I do feel like a lot of times if I'm traveling with someone, it's a lot easier to approach a stranger when you're with someone. So like I was there with you, it's a little bit easier. But when you're by yourself, it is a little bit harder. You have to step out of your comfort zone, especially if you're approaching a group. Say there's a group of like 4 or 6 people, and you want to go speak to them. That's a lot harder.
It is, yeah. But I do feel that you have that kind of naturally, like
Yeah, it takes
you're
a
very
while, but
sociable.
you can kind of get the vibes from the group of person. Like
That's true.
some of the boys as well I met in the waterfalls and stuff when I was driving past. Like they were very interactive, and then of course I got out of the car and then started talking to them and joined them. So you can kind of get the vibes from the person if they're going to be open and friendly to you.
Yeah.
So yeah,
If they also want to engage in the conversation.
exactly. Yeah, and it tends to be if there's a group of people, they tend to do the first interaction, and then it's kind of your job to interact back and then make conversation with them. But yeah, it's literally been such a great holiday. I'm having the best time.
I feel like here as well in Madeira, because there's so many people that are on holiday, it's so easy to, and also solo travelers, there's a lot.
Yeah.
So it is easy for you to, like, if you're going on a hike, to see somebody else going on a hike on their own.
Yeah.
And normally they always want to talk with
They
someone,
do,
because
they
it's always
do,
better
yeah.
to go with someone. than alone,
100%,
you know?
100%.
Unless you're kind of like a loner and you wanted to have like a peaceful day. But
I mean, we all do enjoy like our personal time, but I think when you're out here exploring nature and exploring the city, it is nice to socialize with people and stuff. And like you said, if you're traveling by yourself, you see other strangers doing the same, you're going to interact with them no matter what.
Yeah, you're going to have to do it.
But yeah, you got a little story to tell actually. You was telling me just before I arrived that you went to hike with a guy that you met on Tinder. So tell us a little bit about that.
So he was also from Germany, funny enough. Yeah. Like so many Germans. Yeah, he was from Germany. I just started talking to him and it was like a weekend and I didn't have anything to do. Lovely day. And he messaged me and was like, oh, I'm going to do the Pic d'Orier hike to Pic Creuve. And he was like, do you want to come? I was like, hell yes, I do. And he was so cool. Like we had the best conversation.
Love that.
It was such a nice, chilled hike. It was sick. I spent 6 hours with him, and it was nice.
This is it, and it's someone you never met, and you're there going up on a mountain for 6 hours with complete strangers.
Yeah, I was just
didn't know
like,
what to
let's go. No, exactly. Like, I could have hated him. He could have, I could not enjoy the conversation.
Could
but
have been an awful 6 hours, a very awkward conversation. But no, it sounds like you two got along, managed to speak to each other and stuff.
yeah, it was really cool. And he even said, like, in the end, he was like, if you want to come to Germany, just let me know, and I'll tell you all the cool spots. So yeah, I think that's what it is. When you speak to strangers, you just have to, like, how do I explain? Just show you the best. You kind of show the best side of you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
Yeah. It was super fun.
Right, I got a few questions I want to ask you that we normally ask in this show. We normally do ask you to share a story of a stranger that you met while traveling, that you end up become a good friend. So have you got any examples of anyone that you met throughout travel, and like, since you said you've been single, you've been a bit more open to like and stuff. Has been anyone in your life recently that you kind of met that like you feel like you build like a kind of good friendship with them and stuff?
Well, there is one girl. I haven't actually. She is coming to Madeira, so we are planning to do a trip together.
This is your thing, then. You invite everyone over to Madeira.
I
didn't blame you.
Yeah. Because it's just the best place.
Yeah.
It's always sunny all year round, so you can come whenever. And also, I have a house here, so it's just it's easy.
That's it.
But yeah, I went to a weekend to Portugal, Lisbon, and I stayed in a hostel because I just thought I never had done a solo travel before, and I really wanted to. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go. Just gonna do.
You got to get out of your comfort zone. It's just
You have to. And I stayed in a hostel, and a hostel is the best place to meet people, I feel
100%.
like, because there were so many people there on their own, mostly Americans, funny enough. So I met loads of Americans there, but this girl called Susie, she's also like an artist. She takes really nice pictures. And we went out, we went for drinks, we went for a night out, and just spent like best 2 days, went to the beach together in Lisbon, met other people from the hostel, and like stayed in and had like sangrias all together and played some cards. And it was really, really fun. And going forward, I speak to her, like we text each other quite often, but obviously she's from America, so she's very far away from me. But we do text often, and we are planning to like.
So you're still remaining in touch. You're still kind of like building that friendship.
Exactly.
That's
yeah.
amazing. No,
She was so cool.
I feel like you said as well, like when you meet people from other parts of the world, you're always like, oh my God, if you're ever in Germany or if you're ever in America, you should come stay with me or like.
Yeah. Like
we all
us,
do this.
You could have never come here now if we hadn't met each other. You know what I mean? So it was
100%.
worth it.
Yeah. And the same with people that I meet, I'm like, I have a house in Wales. If you're ever around in the UK, I said the same thing to they were in Germany, they were from Austria, weren't they? The two girls that we met.
They were from Austria, yes.
They're from Salzburg?
I can't remember. It was Austria.
Yeah, it was definitely Austria, yeah. Close enough.
Close enough.
But yeah, I said the same thing to her. Like, if you ever travel in the UK, just hit me up. I'll like definitely show you girls around and stuff, especially in Wales. Such like an underrated country. Like a lot of people don't know about it. But when they do travel there, they're like, oh, this is brilliant. Didn't expect to find places like this in the UK.
Yeah, here, like people from there, they always say, oh, should I go to the UK? I was like, the Wales is the best place. Like really, because it has beautiful hikes, waterfalls, like there's so much you can do. And I don't think people have that idea. They think it's very
They always
city.
go to London. They go like London,
Yes.
Bath, Cambridge, sometimes up to York as well. But I feel like they forget to explore the more natural beauty. England's got loads, but you have to go down to like Cornwall or up in the Lake District. Dorset, like Lake District is amazing. I love the Lake District, but it's not a place you would ever see tourists outside of the UK.
No.
I'm always up in the lakes, but you never see it. All the tourists that are like people from the UK.
Yeah.
In Wales, like all the tourists are people from the UK.
I think most people don't know.
They don't know.
Just don't know, yeah.
They know about it. Yeah.
Also, Wales is huge, so, if you go, kind of have to get a car.
Yeah. Same as here. Like with our car in Madeira, so if you are planning to travel to Madeira, I mean, you can still get by using like tour buses and all that, but you would have an amazing time getting a car.
Yeah.
And you can travel all around it.
You can drive around the island, see like the best viewpoints.
That's it.
Explore like nice restaurants as well.
Yeah.
Don't forget to drink breezer.
And I get some people, I met some when I was out for a hike the other day in Madeira, because I know cars could be a bit, not expensive, but sometimes depending on your age, if you're like under 25, it's a lot harder for you to hire a car, it becomes a little bit more expensive. I met some guys from, I thought Lincolnshire, I think. I don't know, I could be completely wrong. Somewhere in the UK, in the east side of the UK. And they were like 18, 19, so they said they struggled to hire cars, but they hired 2 motorbikes. Sounds a bit scary driving around these roads here, but
Yeah, very. I'd be scared. And I took my driving license here, and I'd be very scared.
but they said it was the best thing they do, because else they would have just been stuck here for a shower. It's like would have to rely on public transport, which is not the greatest around the island. So with the bike, it gives them the freedom to go about. So yeah, so if even you're young, just 17, 18, you can still get a bike
Yeah.
and just see as much as you can of the island.
Just don't go up the hills too fast.
Yeah, just
Like
be
here.
careful. People do drive a bit crazy out here.
Yeah.
Well, like me. See, that's the Welsh valleys. That's what it's done to me. The roads there is no different than here. Just on the other side of the road.
Yeah. Just a little bit dangerous, but we survived. We're here.
That's it. Yeah, we survived. What would you say inspired you to travel?
Well, I lived here most of my life, so I've never really had the opportunity to travel ever.
I mean, I don't blame you. You can travel a lot in here.
Yeah, you can, but even financially, my parents could not afford to we couldn't afford to go travel. So as soon as I moved to the UK, that was one of the first things I've always wanted to do is travel the world. So yeah, I guess it's amazing. I love it. Every time I go on holiday, it's so magical. I can't explain. Just knowing different cultures, meeting different people, seeing amazing views, new beaches, new mountains. It's just...
So you always had a passion for it. It was just that financial freedom that you needed to be able to kind of travel. And I guess that's a lot of people do travel is the financial freedom. Once you get to a stage in your life that you saved a little bit of money, you want to go travel, it opens up a lot of doors and a lot more opportunities.
Also, travelling from the UK is so much cheaper.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, so, you have the airports which help. Here, my friends that want to travel from here, they always have to do, connection flights.
Yeah, I imagine they always fly back to, Portugal.
Portugal, yes, that's what
And then
happens.
somewhere else.
Yeah, so it's a bit annoying in that term. So I guess, that's why we never had that opportunity. But as soon as I went to the UK, I travel every year. I go somewhere different.
Yeah, and that's the best way. And that's
To be done.
like what you said, that makes sense, because a lot of people that I met throughout my travels in the past few years, when we talk about flights, and I'll say, so last year I went to Portugal again. Well, I went down to Faro, and I said I literally paid £20 for the flight from Cardiff. And I say that to other people, and that came from Germany today. What? We pay €100 and all this. So they always are amazed by how cheap flights are sometimes in the UK.
Yeah.
It's changed a little bit. I feel like this year it's gradually going up, because it's been a year or two since COVID. People start to travel a little bit more.
Yeah.
I still find anyone that I interact with from other parts of the world, they say flights from the UK are a lot cheaper.
They are, definitely. And you can also, if you want to go, you can catch a ferry sometimes. And I don't know if that's cheaper or not, but I guess you have different options.
You do,
different airports
you do
and
have.
stuff.
Yeah, you can always travel to a different airport.
Yeah,
and
there's only one airport here.
Oh yeah, that's true. Actually, there is, and it's just very scary one to land in.
Yeah, very scary.
For those that haven't been to Madeira before and you planning to fly here, if you get a bit of a turbulence on your way down, you're in for a ride. I tell you.
Yeah,
the plane will be like.
Just don't check the videos online. Or
Don't watch the video.
Madeira. No,
watch it.
Watch it.
It is an experience. It is great.
Yeah.
Because the runway is just literally it's built over the sea. Because there's not many flat land here. Everything's really hilly. So they kind of had to build a massive runway literally above the sea. So the runway finishes quite quickly. So if the plane doesn't have enough time to stop, you're gonna.
Only experienced pilots can actually land here. They have to have certain.
I found out the other day. I was like, that's amazing. You need a special license to fly here.
Yeah.
Fair play to them, for doing that. Take us a lot of courage, I guess.
Definitely, I can do it.
You couldn't do it. Well, you can land in a normal one, sure. So, how would you say travel has impacted your perspective of life, relationships, and personal growth?
I think it's what I touched on the question before. I think that if you're somebody that has never travelled, I have some friends that have never left Madeira.
Yeah.
And you get kind of stuck in a box where this is the only thing that exists, and you don't really think beyond this.
Outside the box.
Yeah.
The entire world is this island.
Exactly. And the way that people think, their ideas, their beliefs, it's very different when you go abroad and you speak with somebody else and they think completely different, and you're like, oh, actually, and you start thinking differently.
Yeah.
I feel like when you travel and speak to people, that's what happens. It opens your mind to different ideas. Yeah, I think that's what it is. And it's just experiencing different cultures, eating new foods as well. That's amazing. And you're like, can get like food ideas, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. You're growing as a person, and you're learning new tricks and skills and stuff, like I said, about food. You learn new ways of making food and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that. So yeah.
There's so many things that comes with traveling. Like, yeah, I live it.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we all do it here, aren't we?
Yeah, exactly.
And would you say, have you ever had any bad interactions with people while traveling? Like, have you got any stories that you want to tell us?
Oh, let me think.
Because sometimes it's not all fun and games. Sometimes, not like sunshine is a rainbow. You will get experience sometimes. You try to interact with someone and didn't go so well. I mean, if you have not had it.
Yeah,
right?
I was trying to think. I actually was speaking about this with my mum the other day because I have been kind of getting out of the box and meeting new people.
Yeah.
I was telling my mum, like, I haven't had, because my mum's very like, be careful, you don't know people.
My mum is exactly the same.
She's like, oh, you have to make sure, you know who you're talking with and make sure you're in a public space. And obviously that's the normal things that everybody knows.
What was her reaction to me coming here? When you told them, I just invited this guy to come over and stay in our house for a week.
Yeah, she was just like, are you together? I was like, no, ma'am, we're not. She's just friends. That's her first reaction. It was that. So that was quite funny. But yeah, so I forgot what I was going to say. So my mum, she was saying to be careful. And I was telling her, literally, I've met so many new people and I haven't had a bad interaction with anyone. Like, everyone has been really respectful to me. Like, obviously, some people you connect more with others, because you have like similar interests and stuff like that. But I haven't had one bad interaction. I don't know if I just have I just pick people well, I don't know. But
yeah, it's like what we were saying. You can kind of read someone before you approach them. So you can almost see if they're like open to like a conversation or to have an interaction, or someone's just there, just minding their own business. You kind of, okay, I'm not going to approach that person.
And I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like most people are actually nice.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I think that we have, like, I don't know if everybody thinks like this, but at least my experience, I feel like most people are nice. I really haven't had bad interactions. So
That's good, that's brilliant.
Yeah. I guess maybe one day I can tell you a different version. But
Oh, hopefully you don't. Hopefully, like, for the rest of your life,
I hope it keeps
every
like
stranger
that.
that you bump into and you experience life with is like just amazing, wholesome experiences.
Yeah. They get to invite me to their country as well.
Yeah. I mean, since you invited me here, I got a couple of friends coming with me to Brazil in 2025 for my birthday. You're more than welcome to come with me as well.
I have to go.
Like, you have to.
I have
it's only right. Like, I'm here. You're gonna have to. I know flights to Brazil are a little bit more expensive.
Just a little bit. So yeah,
a little bit.
I have had like a dream of going to Brazil, but I'm afraid because there's an idea that it's really dangerous.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to go on my own.
I can be a bit biased because, of course, for those that know me, of course, I moved to UK when I was 10 years old. So I'm always there. Every couple of years I go back. My father still lives there. Still got a lot of family that lives out there. I don't see it as dangerous as some people say it is. But of course, like, family would say otherwise. And my mum and stuff, like when I'm in Brazil, of course, they're a lot more cautious than me. So it's almost like I'm the tourist when I'm there.
It might depend on the places you go.
That's it, yeah.
You know?
But I would say the southern states where I'm from, where it's called Paraná, is a lot more safer than like your typical like São Paulo, Rio. And I did get those kind of vibes when I was in São Paulo. I was a little bit more cautious walking around, just like a camera hanging on me or my phone. But when I was where I'm from, I felt a lot more safe. Like, people are a lot more welcoming. So it's nowhere. It's like everywhere you go around the world. There'll be safe places, dangerous places.
Exactly.
Like, so yeah, it's no different.
No, although Madeira like is super safe.
Yeah, I kind of definitely got the vibe. Like,
Yeah, the crime level here is like low.
Yeah.
Like, but
I mean-
again, you have to always be careful where you go.
and then let's be honest, you commit a crime, you've got nowhere else to go. Where are you going to hide?
Yeah, you can't run away.
You're stuck in an island.
That's true. That
like-
might be the reason. Actually.
Everyone knows everyone, like you said before, because it's a big island, but a small community.
Yeah.
Everyone knows of one person. That person will know that person. So, yeah.
It's like one time I came here, I just met my ex-boyfriend, and I didn't want to tell anyone I was coming, so I didn't tell my my family or anything. I just wanted to spend a week and just with him and just relax. And as soon as I got to the airport, somebody told my grandma that I was there. I was like,
That's crazy. So they saw you in the airport. Oh my God.
and they went to snitch on my grandma. I was like, freaking hell, I can't even come here, like, secretly.
Never tried to do like a surprise.
Yeah.
Nah.
No.
The moment you're doing the taxi from the airport to the house, the whole family's waiting for you already. They're like, yeah.
Are you cooking? Like,
Security told us you arrived.
yeah, it's cool. I like the sense of community here. It's really, really nice.
Yeah, it is nice to be fair. I do love a sense of community. Same like living in Wales. It's like, it was a very different culture shock for me from living in England. Everyone's a lot more friendly. It's, of course, they do have that same mentality. I would say a lot of people in Wales, that's their little world. But in the same way, they're really nice and they're really welcoming and they're really polite and really friendly. So yeah, there's positive and negative from it.
Yeah, I feel like the language is a big barrier as well, because with English you have so much more information that you you can access. But in Portuguese, if you just know how to speak Portuguese, it's if you search something on Google in Portuguese and then in English, it's going to be like crazy different, the amount of search results. So I feel like that's another reason why people are very, it's not a bad thing, but they have like a different mentality and different way of thinking. It's because they don't have access to as much information.
That's so true. Never thought that way.
So yeah, that's why when I moved to the UK, that was, for me, it's like, it was the best thing to start like improving my English, to start like reading books, watching podcasts, because it just opens your mind.
Yeah, I bet that was like a big culture shock for you.
It was.
Because of course, how old were you when you moved over?
I was 19.
19.
Yeah.
So there's a lot difficult for me. I can remember bits and here and there, but as a child, as a kid, you kids, like, you know, you don't need communication to have fun and interact.
Yeah.
You just go to the playground and just have fun with each other. But when you're a little bit older and you don't speak the language, it's a lot harder to kind of make friends and like, until you, like you said, you've learned the language.
Yeah, well, I knew how to speak English, but it wasn't like very good, I'd say. So I felt like I was a different person speaking in English because I couldn't be the same person speaking Portuguese and English because I had to translate it in my head.
Yeah.
So it was like a process. I'd say it took me about 3 years. I'm not going to lie.
Really good though. That was really good.
Some people, it's like a year. I'm like, no, 3 years for me.
I don't think you can get fluent in a year, let's to be honest.
Yeah, fluently, and also like saying things naturally, you know, like it was hard for me to just be myself naturally. I feel like I can now, but back when I first moved, that was the hardest thing for me. And like to connect with people as well. Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel as well, I don't know, from even me and travelers around the world, like Americans and stuff, I feel like in Britain, we do have a lot of slangs and a lot of expressions that are very different. So other parts of the world, they speak English. And even though you might meet people from Germany and stuff, their English is brilliant.
Yeah.
But they don't get the what we're trying to make across, because the way we word things or phrase things.
Yeah.
Is it a British way? I know. What do you mean by that?
Yeah. Also, the accent in Wales is quite strong.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I used to be like, what? What?
Yeah. I think I got used to it now, but the first few months moving to Wales, it took me a while. I think the first time I went to get a haircut, I sat down, I was just talking to the barber and just hearing like your usual barbershop conversation. And I was like, I can't understand a single word. What are they talking about? Like, to me, which is complete gibberish. Now I can pretty much understand what they're saying.
Yeah. You just get used to it.
Yeah, your brain just adapts to it and just picks up the words. And
some people say I sound Welsh, so I don't know if that's true or not, but
you live more by Cardiff, so that's one thing I noticed as well. I have a lot of friends from like the Cardiff Bay area, and then people that are more up the valleys, and it's a completely different. Like the vocabulary, like the way you interact, the words they use and stuff.
I love the Valley accent though. It's so cool.
What I love the most is more like towards like the west coast, going towards like Pembrokeshire, because that's tend to be where they speak actually Welsh, but the accent of is so much stronger there. It's so much stronger, and it's a nice accent.
Yeah.
I actually like it.
I love accents. I don't know why. Like something about accents, I'm so drawn to it. You know. Like, yeah, I just love it. Here in Madeira, we have a very strong accent.
You guys do,
yeah. Compared to, like, mainland Portugal.
For those who don't know, because, of course, I'm from Brazil. Brazil, we speak Portuguese, but same as in English, there's so many different versions stuff. So the Portuguese I speak is very different to the Portuguese in Portugal. Yeah. And then the Portuguese from Madeira is even more different. So I'm down, like, the amount of times we'll be interacting with each other, 90% of the times we speak to each other in English. Yes. I don't know what she's saying. I would be like, what? What'd you say?
Even the first time we met, we started in Portuguese, and then we were speaking half English, half Portuguese. I was like, Heitor, we should stick to one language, or else this is going to get really confusing.
We're just stuck to English,
Yeah, English is the best one, I think.
And that's it. I got other friends as well. I have a friend from back where I was from in Swindon called Rafael. He's from mainland Portugal. Try to remember where he's from. I think he's from more like up north way towards Porto. And like me and him, even back in school days, we just spoke to each other in English. Even now, we talk to each other, we message each other in English.
Yeah.
Very rare. We might throw a few Portuguese words here and there, but yeah, we're
It's
just...
because it's different. It's so Brazil. Portuguese from Brazil is
Yeah.
very different. Yeah.
Because what tends to happen, if I start talking to him, I'll start trying to put like a Portuguese accent,
Yeah.
which sounds awful. And then same with him, he start trying to do like a Brazilian accent. To try to kind of understand each other, and it just becomes a mess.
Yeah, it does.
But it's hard to describe. I feel like the English language, even though the dialects and the accents are very different, in Portuguese, it's not as like, in Portuguese is very different, right? I mean, you could say some people then say they struggle to understand, like, I don't know, like a strong Scottish accent,
Yeah.
like an Irish accent. So yeah,
It's kind of like that.
it could be a bit like that, but I feel like in Portuguese a lot harder.
Yeah, I think it's just because some words are just completely different.
Yeah.
In English, it's more like the accent. It's actual words.
Yeah, it's a
that
lot
are
of words. A lot of words have really funny meanings in Brazilian Portuguese, but to you guys are normal words. And
Yeah.
to us, it's very like inappropriate words or like
Mhm.
words we shouldn't be using in our day to day. So whenever they say it, I'm just there giggling. They're like, "What's so funny?"
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it's been great talking to you on this podcast. What would say, would you want to leave like the viewers like a little message, you know, to take on about meeting strangers?
Yes, I think don't be afraid of speaking to people. Like, get outside of your own head and just do it.
Yeah, your head is
It's
your
like
worst
that
enemy.
slogan, just do it.
Yeah, don't think about it.
Don't think about it.
What's
just
the
do it.
worst can happen?
Exactly. But obviously be careful, you know. Don't just speak to anyone. Just it has to be, reasonable, I guess. But yeah, I feel that don't be afraid of approaching strangers, and
Yeah.
you will meet the best people.
Yeah, it's like everything in life. You got to take risks. Same with jobs, education, meeting people as well. You got to get out of your comfort zone. If you meet a stranger and they're like, "Oh my God, you should come over to this country. You can stay with me." Fuck it, do it. Go catch that flight. You know,
We've had a
live
great
in it.
time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's been amazing. And like, there's been loads of times I've done that. I just flown to a different country and stuff. There are people I met, and I say the same thing to them to come over to the UK and stuff, or Brazil. And that's how it should be. Like,
Yeah.
you should, just interact with each other.
Yeah, get more involved with people, and just open your heart to it. I think.
That's so,
Yeah.
And always be kind and always be nice to everyone you interact with.
Yes.
And even
definitely.
if they're not given the same, like, attitude towards back you, it's just, you don't know what that person's going through.
Yeah.
They could just be having a bad day. So yeah, I guess that's the most important thing. Always be nice to everyone.
And do it.
Yeah, and just to do it. But yeah, thank you so much for listening to this podcast. If you enjoyed it, make sure you subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, or if you're on Spotify as well, same thing. Give us a like, give us a little subscribe. But yeah, stay tuned to our next episode. Hopefully I'll get to meet some other strangers on my travel here in Madeira.
Can't wait to hear it.
And yeah, and then you guys can see what I'm up to. And if you've been following along on social media, if you haven't, check out my Instagram. I'll be posting loads of pictures and videos what I've been getting up to in Madeira and other future travels that I got as well. But yeah, thank you so much for watching.